So you see this couch over here. This couch is kind of a do-all couch. This is where I put everything when it comes in that I don't have time to, you know, put in inventory. This here is a fuel pump for Krystal, and I think I'm gonna climb up underneath that thing and pop that other one off and stick this one on and see what happens. Looks like a pretty easy job. Couple of bolts, couple of lines, and if those lines come out and that pump comes off, we'll swap these fittings on and stick this pump on and see if it works. If it does, that'll save me a lot of hassle. It was expensive, so I hope it works. Let's go give it a look, shall we? Yep. No doubt in my mind, he's a little creature. All right, so right there is the pump. You got a line on this side, a line on that side, and then a bolt right there and on the other side as well. So what I'll do is I'll break these two lines loose, and that'll start a little bit of flow of diesel fuel, which will be nice. And then once I get those lines where I can work them by hand, I'll take the two bolts out. That should start a little flow of engine oil. So we'll have all kinds of stuff running down my hand. So I'll bring it back. Okay. So I got the two lines off, and only a little bit of fluid came out. I got the bolts out. So I'm just going to whack it with a hammer and see if it falls out. I don't think I can do it while you're watching. I don't think anything's happening. I think there's an O-ring. All right, so you see it up there. It's turned loose. You know, there's no bolts in it, but it's really tight. So I think I'm gonna have to get up there and pry on it and see what it does from there. So I'll bring it back. Okay, guys. So it ain't easy being pretty, that's for sure. So this is the old transfer pump. Well, it's locked up, and when I took it down, this was in there, and that's the coupling. That's what turns this pump. Is the injector pump, and so I'm gonna have to look into seeing what makes it tick, because this is definitely busted. So putting a new pump in is not gonna do jack shit. So this will be fine, but the piece that it goes into is broken, and therefore I think end of discussion for today. I'm going to take you back down there and get a look up inside there with a light, see what we can see. I only got a little bit of oil on me. There was a little bit up in there. I hope it's not a matter of having to change the pump, because that's no good. What I'm hoping is there's that little coupler goes from one piece to the other. But I'm gonna clean up my light, and I know this is some shitty video and you expect more from me than that, but when you're laying on the floor, you know, it can be difficult. So in the bottom of that, let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah. So in the bottom of that, in that hole, you'll see it's supposed to have a drive, and it's supposed to drive out of there. So I don't know what to do. So I think what I can do is take those 2 bolts, and there should be a worm gear in there that drives that fuel pump. All right, so I decided I was gonna bump it over. Look at the size of that spider. Look at him. Can you see him right there? Anyway, we'll whack him. All right, so anyhow, you know what they say, guys. It ain't easy being pretty, and that's for sure. Removed 1 broken transfer pump drive. So let's get a look at it down here. Well, I'll just bring it up here to you. Now we'll look at it down there. So this is in the, this drives off the back of the, or off the side of the drive shaft that drives the injector pump. Now, it goes down through the hole like this. Then there's this piece comes over the top. And this is actually a tachometer drive. And it sits down and it drives along the outside of the drive shaft that drives the injector pump. And then this thing bolts up to the bottom of that. And you see how that would go inside of this. And then, you know, A turns B, turns C, twists D and turns B, E and F and H or K, either one. Anyways, so this thing was locked up. Probably sat for 3-4 years with some water in there, seized it up. Somebody gets in there, throws the screws to it. That engine's going to turn that gear reduction that turns this thing pretty powerfully, and it just snaps this off. Now, hopefully, I can find one of these. These are old parts. I'm going to take it with me inside, and I'm going to see about tracking it down. Call a couple guys I know. If I can find it, I'll get it back in there, get that pump in, and we'll get her running. But it's probably going to have to wait until I get home. Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm out here in the shop, and I've decided that I'm going to replace the fuel pump drive shaft and fuel pump on Krystal. So I received a new one, and when I say new, I mean new to Trisha, or new to Krystal. If you guys remember right, there's the old one. You can see it's busted off, and here's the new one. So let's get this thing going. So we're gonna take this shaft. We're gonna reuse this O-ring that's on this pump, and I think the other pump is. All right, so here's the new pump. So we'll snatch this shaft off this O-ring off of this pump that's froze up, and we'll put it on this pump. And we'll take these fittings out, put them on this pump, and we'll go and put the pump in, and we'll put the drive shaft in and get her going. Let me get a O-ring pick. Hope you can see me okay. Let's see. You guys have seen me hand jack this thing a million times. Never seen me use the air, so here we go. there you have it. Jacked up. If you see down in there, see the pump shaft sticking out, and so there's a cover that goes on there. And I'll show you that cover, and I'll put that down in there. We should be good. All right, so I'm just gonna see if this will go down there. Yep. I don't know what happened, but that thing went down the way it's supposed to. I like it. I'm going to unrig this electric fuel pump that you see here. We're not going to use that, so I'm going to re-rig this this line here to that pump, to that line there. So I got to get a couple other tools. I'll be right back. You know, that motor's kind of whooped. It's obviously got one cylinder that's catching some oil. Let me show you the exhaust. So you can see the pipe over there. You want to bring up the RPM.
not an A model guy, but I'm gonna say it's got one cylinder. It's not cooperating 100%. I think maybe if I got a load on it, went out there and, you know, pushed it hard, I might could get those rings to seal back up. But you know, the good news is the fuel pump's working. We don't have any need to fire an electric fuel pump anymore. I can start the truck, move it around. It is getting to Detroit anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm glad to see it starts right up still and it runs off its own fuel source. There's no nothing that says the fuel in here is not bad as well. Could have some water in it. That could be part of what we're doing. It really doesn't smoke too bad, you know, sitting there idling, and it's not super clean, but it is a A model. They smoked anyway. So it does have a little shake to it. Probably does have an ejector or something not cooperating. Well, it does have a good amount of blow by. You know, it is wore out. I was kind of hoping that it would be not as bad as it is, but you know, I needed the ambition anyways. I needed a reason to get after that 12V and get it done. I think this is going to be fine for moving it around and maybe occasionally taking it for a drive. I'll stick another 25 or 30 gallons of fuel in it. I'm going to continue to run it on and off and get this fuel out. I'm supposed to pick Trisha up today or tomorrow. It's getting kind of late today, but I think tomorrow I'll pick Trisha up and I'll fill the tanks up. And then when I get here, I'll pump 50 gallons over into this thing. Put some treatment in it. I got to check the fuel tanks on Dolores, check the fuel tanks on Candy, and see what the fuel looks like in there and get it cleaned up as well. Anyways, about to run out of battery. Appreciate you coming by. That's it in a nutshell. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the links in the description. Check out a couple of those guys. FSC Speed Shop, Chad Keegan, Twin Sticks Garage, Bistrips Garage, Junkyard Digs, Junkyard Mook. We'll see ya.